Hypervision.
I'm Rachel Summers, and these are words of the week. The word of the week is pitter patter pit. Spell that out for you. P-I-T-T-E-R P-A-T-T-E-R-P-I-T.
Hey Rachel, use it in a sentence.
Girl, your outfit's a hot mess. Pitter patter pit.
Or,
this movie is so legit. Pitter patter pit. That's our word of the week. Make sure you spread it to your teachers, your mothers, your sisters, your brothers, your dad, your little cousin Jimmy, and your dog named Chad. Pitter patter pit. Piper Vision caught up with Hamline alumni on Saturday, who were back on their old stomping grounds for homecoming.
Carrie Tatamoni, 1992. My favorite part was classes with Stephen Derfler, who is in the Jewish Studies department, and his office was in the library, and he would do digs in Israel, and he also coached, I can't remember if it was tennis or golf maybe, but anyway, I wasn't very athletic, but I loved his classes. Actually, my daughter is a student at Hamline, and she's on her way to Israel on Monday to study for the year, and she asked me to join her today. So I thought that would be really fun. It's a way to bond before she takes off.
My name is Dick Klaus. I'm from the class of 1950. I majored in health, physical education, and recreation, and psychology. Well, I met my wife here. So I guess that's got to be the favorite part. And then I played on the 1949 national champion basketball team. So I guess those were the two outstanding things while I was here. Well, had an awful lot of great professors too. Pat Patterson and Clarence Nelson, Don Swanson, to name a few. Oh, this was a pretty bleak place in 1950. The campus was not beautiful at all. There's so many pretty gardens, and the trees and everything are so nice now, but that wasn't here then. And Drew just opened. Residence Hall for Men had opened in, well, when I was the middle of my freshman year, so that was fun. We lived in the old gym, just in double bunks, just like being in the service. And the middle of the year they moved us into Drew, and that was a men's residence at that time. The school has grown so much, and I just think what's going on now is just great. I think there are so many more opportunities for the students studying overseas and everything, which we didn't do when I was at school here. We had a Washington semester, but that was about it. You could study in Washington, D.C., but semester, interim classes, we just didn't have. So it's great now. Yeah, it's fun to come back and see some of the people that I know. Yeah.
This past weekend, the Twin Cities Green headquarters celebrated a 2-year anniversary by putting on an eco-boudoire bash. The goal of the Uptown Boutique is to make all aspects of your life greener. But this weekend, the bash included a variety of acts and workshops on how to make the bedroom a sustainable place too. The owner, Tina North, let us film a bit of the festivities where people of all genders learned how to green up their sex life. There was even an undergarment fashion show.
I just came to check out my sister-in-law makes junk drawers, the, recycled fabric, underwear for men, and it's really cool to see all of the different ideas that people have.
Workshops were given throughout the night on how to recycle old t-shirts to use as intimate apparel.
My name is Lori Fournier, and I'm with the American Sewing Guild. We teach sewing at a lot of places, and it centers around neighborhood groups. I was here and had taught a sewing workshop on basic repairs, so I came back and did the t-shirt underwear. To start with, a sleeveless t-shirt.
You cut out the pattern.
You need to measure from the front waist to the back waist, the length, the crotch length.
Then, you measure the fabric to fit. Sew it together, and in a couple of minutes you have changed an old shirt into a brand new pair of underwear. Not only did the workshops cover what you wear to bed, but also what you do in bed.
Hi, my name's Allison. I'm the general manager of the Smitten Kitten, and I'm here today talking about how to green your sex life, how to purchase more sustainable products, and sort of how to stay safe and have really fun sex. You know, I am going to use anatomical terms, and I am going to talk about sex, so if that does make you uncomfortable, feel free to do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. The easiest thing you can do to green your sex life is not buy toys that are made out of jelly rubber. Baby toys are regulated, and unfortunately in the world, nowhere are sex toys regulated. Dog toys are actually more regulated than sex toys, which is a huge problem and has a lot to do with people's shame about sex. People don't want to talk about it, they don't want to think about it, and sort of the old model of a sex store is people run in, hiding their face, grab whatever, and run back out. The majority of toys that are on the market are made out of a product called jelly rubber. Jelly rubber isn't any one thing. It is basically a hard plastic that's been somehow destabilized so it becomes soft. All these toys in this jar started out looking, you know, something like this, and were put in this jar brand new out of the package. And we did this to kind of give people a visual representation of how jelly toys break down. So all of this ooze comes out of jelly toys. The short-term problem is that these toys are porous. So bacteria, lube, all of that is getting absorbed, your own bodily fluids getting absorbed into the toys. But if you're just looking for something for penetration, we have a lot of toys that you can buy once and you're never going to have to buy again. This is a stainless steel toy, and this is an aluminum toy. And why people like toys like this is they have no surface friction at all. They warm and cool really easily, so you can have a lot of different sensory experiences with them. And G-spots and prostates like firm pressure. And a lot of people have initial reactions to glass. But the thing about glass is it's not like light bulb glass, it's like Pyrex. So like this is not going to break in your body, which is usually the first thing people think. So these wood toys are sealed with a food grade polymer. So they are non-porous and non-toxic. And a lot of people just like the idea of wood. It feels very natural and comfortable. And they come in these really beautiful boxes, which is really nice. Even with something like the aluminum toy, you can literally recycle it with your cans when you're done with it. Which, I mean, not that you probably would, but how cool is that you could, you know? I guess my last statement before I'll kind of open it up for questions is that I will say that safer sex is more sustainable sex. Because if you are not dealing with some sort of transmitted disease, an infection, you can keep having sex with people with more ease. And so think about safe sex being sexy. I know it tends to not be in people's minds, but like it doesn't have to be this sort of like terribly unfun thing. It can just be like a second of conversation. And I think in terms of like things like condoms have gotten a lot better. So I think we talk to guys on a fairly regular basis who haven't tried condoms in a while and are like, they're bad. And it's like, well, some of them are pretty bad, yeah. But some of them are pretty awesome, and they've come a long way, and they do kind of have all these kind of new technologies that make them better and thinner. Thank you guys so much for listening.